decisions exactly how you want them. So as we let this possession play out, the lockdown is going to be on the left side of the court, and your shooting guard is going to be on the right side of the court, blocking whichever way that the point guard wants to go. If he wants to go left, he's coming back into the lock. If he's coming back right, he's going back into my shooting guard, in which if you have a good shooting guard that can play defense, it's going to be a steal or a blitz or a pluck. So now your main objective is putting pressure on the point guard. Now he's looking here. Now he's looking over there. Now he's looking here. And what we want to do is look at the center. As soon as this center slips, that's when he comes back. That's when he goes back to the corner. And this is when he goes back to the shooting guard. But on this possession, it's a little bit different because the point guard throws a quick pass to the shooting guard, in which we want, because this player right here coming out the corner is liable to steal that. But either way, we're getting the ball out of his hands. So we let the play go out. He throws a quick pass to the shooting guard, and which should be stolen because the center didn't slip. The corner defender is playing the lane. Obviously, he didn't get the steal. It went super high in the air, in which I don't know why he got that animation. He gets out of position, and they get a dunk. Even though the play wasn't executed to me, which should have been a bump steal, I didn't get it. Ramo tries to make a play to the paint and gets bumped up. So in this situation, I'm telling my shooting guard that we're going into a 2-3 zone because I don't want him to get stuck on this guy. And if he gets stuck on this guy, that won't allow him to get back to the wrap. So why not play it safe and go into a 2-3 zone so we're all just sturdy in our positions. So they ended up getting a switch, and from here you have two options. You either let the shooting guard play defense or you run a reverse triangle. So this would be the fourth defensive scheme or adjustment this point guard has seen in the last 4.5 minutes of gameplay, and honestly he just doesn't know what's coming because it's something different every possession. So they ended up going reverse triangle here. In this case, you want the on-ball defender to play the wing and the pick and roll defender behind him to guard the middle. As he's taking the middle, the center is going to slip. The person that's on ball, that's on the wing, he's going to drop to the corner, and the corner defender is going to meet the center that's slipping in the paint. And from there, they have about 8 to 7 seconds left to score the ball, and the slip won't be there. You let the play run out. The on-ball defender takes the wing, goes to the corner after. Pick and roll defender takes ball. He ends up getting crabbed, which is unfortunate.
That runs this press. Like, we run this press. The rule of thumb on this press, right? Once he passes right here at this 3-point line, and this guy wraps, right? This guy wraps, your hash defender is now saying release, release, release. Your other corner is taking this, basically being a soft edge right here, and I'm sprinting from this corner to this corner. It's really tough. Like, it seems like it's really in depth, but I'm telling you, this is the best way to run the press. If you can get 5 guys to buy into it and really lock in on it, you'll get a lot of turnovers. You'll get a lot of teams just confused because it's a different look every single time. But rule of thumbs, if this point guard passes this 3-point line and this guy wraps, our hash defender's releasing, and also we have Justin who can kind of play that lane. Jack's getting back. You see it right there. We go ahead and start it. Brandon's coming up for the soft edge. I'm running from corner, and it's easy because Brandon's just holding it. And once he basically holds it, I fake the blitz to the corner. Brandon gets back, whatever. We're all back, whatever. We'll go to this last clip. I think this is actually. Oh yeah, this is out on Real Pro Am. So this is with my Pro Am team with Crush, Glenn, Greens. It's our Xbox team. Crowns on this team. We've been running this press a little bit, but here's a good look at it, right? So right here, so the cool thing about this is on 2K22, I guard the corner, so I'm gonna guard the team. We've been running this press. Crown is guarding the left corner off the press, so he's gonna be guarding pick and roll. So obviously right here, right, this guy catches the ball. It's really just simple. Once he hits his elbow, Crown left a little early, but it doesn't really matter because like if he dots that, he's a dog. Whatever. Crown can also kind of sweet spot this. If you're playing this, like if you're in this left corner, you can play about 2 steps off of this baseline and just sweet spot this spot, especially when he's in the spot right here. It's a really hard passer to make this left corner. But yeah, we're just gonna play it. Obviously, a lot of centers want to make a play off the press. That's kind of what you want. It's the whole point of the press is to make them make plays. So he goes straight to the paint. He has nothing now. I'm back to the corner. Glenn's back to the hash. Crush is back on ball. And now look at the play. So with 16 seconds left, we got one of our best defenders on their center, and he's posting up, trying to do God knows what. He does a post drop step layup. I don't know what he did, and it's like it's what Lockdown calls it. He kind of can push the guy to where you want him to go, and you just play it how you want. So right here, Crush basically says, "Crown, get my middle." Crown takes his middle. All it is, Crush is going to release to the corner. I'm dropping on the roll. Super easy, and it's the best red, and I don't think Crown really understands until late. But we're going to press, whatever. I basically show this corner first, and I go to the hash. Because the thing about the red, right, obviously we did it wrong, but Crown is supposed to be here in the strike corner. Crown's supposed to be, like, right here. Basically, we're between the O and the L. That's where Crown is supposed to be. And when you release the red is whenever the guy, basically, this guy gets to this elbow. Like, the center gets to the elbow. The thing when you usually do reds on is guys that don't really like making quick slips. They don't really make quick dots. They're like scorers. Score point guards, red works a lot. Like, you can run red on a lot of teams. You can run red off the press that we were just showing you. Because it's basically already set up for a red. So, if you want to run the press and we call it blue on the Wizards, but, like, we would basically say blue, 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 and Justin would push the guy middle, and we would just trap him in the middle of the court, and then once that center would release, we would just release, and that was our quick double. It basically sped them up. Maybe we would get a turnover, maybe we don't. They lose a bunch of time, but yeah, that's all really red is. Obviously, they get a 3 right here because Crown was a little late. He's in a terrible spot. Like, he panic passes. And I could have played this better. I knew better. Like, and what's crazy is I still could almost stole it. Went over my head, whatever. But the thing with the red is, like, it works a lot of times when guys just aren't expecting it. You know, if you're up, like, we're up 13, so it's a great time to call red, right? When you're up a little bit, you got a little bit of leeway if you give up a 3 or not. You know, you kind of play high risk, high reward type thing. So whenever this happens, we can basically switch off. Oh, let me take this off quick, Jesus. So basically, we can switch off no matter what happens, right? So if this guy wraps, so this is still going to keep being on pick and roll. And this also sets us up where we can run triangles. We can still run our rotations how we want. But basically, the reason we run this is if we got a guy like, this is Killy right here, jumper. They rap a lot. We played them a lot, so they kind of knew how to beat our original press. So basically, we run this right here. And no matter what happens, me or Dini will be on the pick and roll. And this also helps, too, when you have, like, aggressive centers. Like, Oreo's real aggressive, so he's going to try to, like, slip this. So I can play him for a minute if he throws the early slip pass, and I can still play this corner. Dini's, obviously releasing right here. This was kind of tough because this kind of shows you. I just wanted to put this one here because it shows you if you reach. So if Dini just sits there and doesn't push the button, he can play playing safety, and it allows Greens kind of to get involved too. So if he gets, he gets the steal, he's on the break right away. Which way you want to do it. So go ahead and get into it. Glenn misses it a minute, but watch this. This is elite by Raph. Raph fakes the blitz. And look, I'm also playing this, so if he slips this, I can play that pass if he throws it. I can still play this pass to the corner, and Dini obviously can still play this pass, and Greens is just holding it. Raph fakes the blitz. Basically, Jumper thought he was going to get blitzed. Raph baits it. We're going the other way. So, kind of to get back into this a little bit, too, to show y'all, but, the reason why 3 guard works so good, especially, it's a better press to run, especially if you don't have guys that are super, super smart on your front court, because, it's hard to, teach your center to chase around, to chase this guy around for the whole possession, right? But when we have it like this, where we can have, Glenn basically put pressure on him here, Raph can take him away right here, and then we still have Greens who's basically staying here, and I can still play everything basically in this little area. This is all me if he slips. Dini's basically can play from here all the way here. So, the whole point of this press is to put pressure on, basically the point guard, which obviously works here. But
my point, the reason why I think it's better if you're kind of new to the press or whatever, it allows your guards to get more involved, right? I feel like that's a big thing, right, in 2K. If your guard, especially if you have your shooting guard in hash, your point guard, like, he's not getting no fast break points. If he's struggling on the half court, I want y'all to really look, like, whenever we do this, is like we call the, we do the first thing, and he calls the reverse. You see him go, and you see where the center is kind of caught in no man's land. It's the perfect time when the center comes back up is when you run this, when you call this, all right? If you have, like, a power forward on ball, you have a shooting guard on ball, you have your, basically when your lockdown's on the hash, you can call this a lot. And you call a reverse, and boom, Deanie's going to get back to the paint. I'm getting back to the corner. And I want you to see, like, actually peep how far he goes to, like, exaggerate this red. So he gets all the way over here. Make sure that he cannot go to the swing. Pushes him back to his help, boom. And I want y'all to see this. So obviously, boom, all right, bet the red worked, right? The point of the red, too, is not always to get a stop. It's to make them slow the game down, right? So it went from, big rule of thumb. If the guy is holding the screen, the center, you can play as high as you want. I hope you understand that, right? Because Cooks has already done his dribble move. Oreo can't slip yet because he was holding the screen. It's the free kings. So he throws it early. I just get dogged out. But look, boom, boom, I reach because I'm terrible. But it's a free king.